Or do you do anything to market your music, or do you have usually labels market for you?
My goal with marketing is to do as little as possible. I
Yeah.
shouldn't really say that, but it's like, I mean, I try to do a bit, but it's really not my passion. And
Oh, thank you so much for
yes.
coming back to the podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
Where should we start?
Up to you.
Where are you from?
So my name is Pierre. I'm from France originally. I've been living in Iceland for a year now, and I'm a composer, producer, songwriter. And yeah, that's a good start.
Yes, and you play every instrument that I can think of.
Yeah, because I can edit them later. But yeah, I play guitar, bass. I used to play drums. I don't think I can anymore, but I like to think that I can. And then yeah, keys.
Oh, that's so cool. And yeah, you've been producing music for a couple of years now.
I think it's been 10 years now that I've been producing. So
Oh,
I
wow.
was focusing more on the instruments before. I was playing live a lot with several projects, and then I moved to Berlin, and no one cared that I played guitar there. There was not really much work for me there, so I started to produce, also to be a bit more independent with working music and not just rely on other people's bands. And yeah, that was 2015. So yeah, it's been 10 years.
Oh, wow. And then I see on your website that in 2019 you decided to focus full time on production and songwriting.
Yes, so I was between the first 4 years, I was mostly doing client work.
Mm.
So I was working with local artists that needed production. I was recording them and doing this, which was a good way to learn the craft because it's producing music as takes a lot of time to learn everything, and it's nowhere near mastering it, but it's like there's so much to learn. And so that was a good way to make a bit of money and survive out of this while I was learning and learning more. And then I started to release my own songs and produce for other people, more as collaborations, and it's been my job since. So
Yeah, and it's been quite a profitable job, right?
yeah, it's at first it was surviving for many years, which is I can't complain about it because I was trying to achieve my dreams. So I think I was privileged enough to have this opportunity. And yes,
Yeah.
it's maybe 2020 since COVID actually helped because then I just had nothing else to do than just write music and just compose music at home. And I think that a lot of people have been on the same boat. And yeah, it's been a ride since. Can't complain.
Yeah, and I met you last year where you recently achieved like 100 million streams, like
Yes,
a collective of 100 million. How does that feel?
it's I don't think about it much. Like it's there's when I started, I was checking the Spotify for Artists app like at least once a day, and then trying to understand all the data, and then you see it goes down, and then you start feeling bad. And I talked to a few friends about it. Like we all had this like I think it's a bit the same if you do YouTube videos, or there's this always fear of the numbers going down.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see the oh yeah great like 100 million, or like I think it's might be more now, I couldn't tell you how much because I haven't checked, but it's like it feels good. But then you also remember all the Monday morning when Sunday was bad, like there's also this
Yeah.
situation that could be a bit stressful, and the least amount of time I check it, the better, So it's if I release a new song, I would check it. How is it going? It's going well. It's going not well. Like I still like try to take a bit more distance about it because it's not that important at the end of the day.
No, no, no. I like the looking at the numbers always like in any platform. It's always heartbreaking.
Because you don't get much out of it. Like it's like you see the numbers, but like the numbers going up or going down on a day like doesn't change the song itself. Like it's was the song fun to make? Were you happy to release it? Was I working with people? I usually work with friends only now, so it's usually like a good moment of like sending a message on a Thursday night at midnight or in the morning, like hey, happy release day. Like hope it goes well. Like that's something that I remember more than just me being stressed behind the app. I was like, oh, it's going up, it's going down. You know?
Yeah, and I see like your most played song is Flowers with Lefka. Lefka,
Yes,
right?
with
Yeah.
the singer that I met in Berlin. And
Oh.
so we worked a few times in Berlin and we kept in touch. And it's someone I really like to work with. Like, it's very easy. Like, I have sometimes I write a song and she just performs it very well. She sends me one file, which I love.
Oh,
And
wow.
she's like, if you need anything else, let me know. And sometimes I ask for like a little double here and there, but every time I check it, like 90% of the time, I just don't touch anything, which is really nice to
Oh,
work with.
that's amazing. And you've been releasing, of course, like many different projects and mostly singles. What is your favorite song of all the singles that you've created?
I think my favorite would be a piano song
Oh, which
called
one?
Tia Lia on
Ooh.
my piano project that's called Pierre Torsteinsen. So I stole my wife's last name because many projects I need different names, so it was easy to borrow this one. And yeah, it was because it was the first one that I did for my piano project, and it was something that I always wanted to do since I was a teenager, to write piano music. I tried many times over the years, never managed to finish anything. It was just too complicated. And 2, 3 years ago, I was like, okay, let's do the yearly attempt of doing classical piano. And then I was like, finish this song, and I was like, this maybe something can maybe finish this one. And this is the first one I finished, and it was when I finally finished, like changed all the tiny details, like mixed it. I was like, took 10 years or even more, took like over 15 years, but like at least I got one. And
Yeah.
then decided to continue and did 2 albums on this project, and this one was quite special for me.
Oh, that's so cool. And who has been the most fun besides Lefka?
Um, well, because not everyone was fun
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work with. Like it was nice with time to be able to just only work with the people I would have dinner with, like people that I consider friends, and have a close friend of mine, and he became a close friend of mine through music. He actually comes from 45 minutes away from my hometown, so we come from the same region, and we met through a German singer that put us in touch. He was in Berlin. And since we did like maybe 30 songs together, I'm currently helping him on his album on another project. And it's someone I really like to work with. It's very, very easy, very chill. So
Oh, that's so cool. Like, how many projects do you have?
I think 6.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, 6. But it's the Spotify project is like becoming like not my main work right now. I'm doing a lot
Mm.
of albums for Sync,
Mm.
which is very interesting because then I can do many genres.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can do like doing a lot of classical, I'm doing jazz, I'm doing some rock, some like anything that I want. I do 10 songs and then try to sell it somewhere, which is very freeing to just be able to change genre like this every day. That
Yeah,
is that is very, very lucky to do this.
exactly. And like, can you talk about any of the sync projects that you've worked with?
Yeah. What do you want to know?
What was the latest one?
Latest one was neoclassical album, so very like Nordic influenced, like very calm strings and a bit of very soft piano on top. So that was uh, that was very, very fun to do. Also like getting it signed to a new label. It's not signed yet, so I can't disclose much. But it's yeah, I'm working with interesting people that believe in the project. So it's always nice that rather than just sometimes just like, oh yeah, just another one. You sign it and then you move on to the next one. So this one was a bit special, and I worked with a friend of mine as well on it. So it was a very fun project to do.
Oh, that's so cool. And of course, because we're talking about numbers, did you do anything or do you do anything to market your music, or do you have usually labels market for you?
My goal with marketing is to do as little as possible. I
Yeah.
shouldn't really say that, but it's like, I mean, I try to do a bit, but it's really not my passion, and it's also being in a situation where I'm not dependent on posting on TikTok, on Instagram, and all this too much is something that is quite comfortable for me. I'm
Mhm.
much better at TikTok at watching other people doing stuff. They're doing so much better than me. Like it's rather than just having the pressure to post. And it's, I think a lot of artists nowadays are struggling with this because it's, you want to do music, you're not necessarily comfortable on camera, and you don't want to do like all these things that are required for you to do, and just also you spend more time making content than making music.
Exactly.
That is something that is a bit difficult for some people to. Originally, you didn't want to do this, but that you end up like having a whole strategy for, okay, this release, this post, like, which is good, but it's, I like to, every morning I wake up, I do music, and that's the main job.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
like I've always wanted it to remain the main job. Of course, there's a lot of admin work, there's more industry work that it takes more and more time, but it's part of the job. But not having to do content is is quite nice. I quite enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah. And now that you're producing, do you have any interest in also playing live your own music or projects?
So I used to play live a lot. Like that's how I started music, just playing at any bars with my friends. Like we would get paid in French fries and beers, although we were underage, but they were just like putting a little beers on the side for us. Like that's how I started, and it was very fun. Now there's still like this itch. Every time I go to a gig, it's like, oh yeah, I missed that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then it's also the lifestyle that comes with it.
yeah.
That I don't miss. When you show up on time, and then you have to do your sound check, and then you have to wait for 3 hours, and you do nothing, and then you come home, it's late, then you stay in hotel rooms that are not very nice, or like on people's couches. That is like, I don't really miss that. Like it's, I quite like the comfort of my 9 to 5. Like it's, I wake up, I go to work, but it's still there's a part of me that kind of misses the live aspect sometimes. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's, I wouldn't do it alone,
Yeah,
but like
exactly.
playing with friends, and that little look that you have like right before going on stage, like, all right, are we doing this? Like it's that's the type of moments that I kind
Yeah.
of miss. But it's maybe one day. I'm not closing any doors.
Of course, of course. And what kind of genre would you then play if you would ever play live?
uh that's a good question. I know something like it's because I'm not very good at any instruments. So I would quite like a setup where I can play like different things, like maybe play some keys and some guitar, and I don't know, something with a bit of energy, like it's just to get some teenage angst, that's still here. No, that's
The heart.
yeah, it'd be quite often. I mean, I was thinking about that with my piano project, like, oh, should I bring it live? But then I can't really play my songs. So, like, I compose like 10 seconds per 10 seconds. So I'm like, do, do, do. Okay. And then it goes, do, 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 do. I cannot play it the whole 2 minutes. So it's,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but maybe one day if I train enough, I'll be able to do it.
I've always heard other people sing. Do you sing yourself?
I used to sing more than I do now. So I started with a band with my brother, and we were both singing, and then I had other rock bands where I was singing, and over the years my voice got worse because I trained it less and less. Also, I
Hmm.
smoked for many years, and that kind of destroyed. Like there's one octave that is gone,
Oh
like
no.
it's and also when I think when you want to be a singer, you need that desire to be seen. I think it's like it's part of the job. Like it's, I think good singers that perform well live, they want to be seen, and that's something like with time I want to be heard more than seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's also goes with the not posting on social media, and more
Exactly.
like for me it's yeah, I'd rather release more songs than reels, like that's the idea. But I do sing when I write,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and then I let other people do their job better than me at singing, and it's and that's
Yeah.
something that's I don't know, it's quite special to give yourself many voices, because
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's your words, it's your melody, and then you give it to someone, and they give it like a purpose and real nature. Like, I know, like it's their voice, but it's also your voice through your composition. So that's quite
Exactly.
special,
Yeah. Exactly.
and it sounds better than my voice at the end. So it's a win-win, you know.
And if you would sing, what kind of music would you do? Like,
I would sing crooner French music.
oh,
Sing like
interesting.
the like half spoken words, half sang. You know, like
Yeah.
it's because I can't go that high anymore, so it would have to stay very low, and I think that could be quite fun. You know.
Yeah. Oh wow. I did not expect that answer.
It's also because lately I've been listening to a lot of old French music, so it's that's the answer at the moment, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, so you have a song, Aurmulle.
Yes,
Can you tell me about that? That is the one with your spouse's last name, right?
yes,
Yeah.
that's so it's an old farm that is partly owned by my wife's family, and this is where I got married last year.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's a very special place for me. You know, like it's I'd like to think that it's my favorite place on earth. So
Oh,
it's so this song was a bit like you had this. When I'm there, I'm a bit different because I'm a bit calmer and feel like the countryside pace gets to me, and I wake up earlier, and it's no, it's very a place that's has a special place in my heart. So it's try to get that feeling into notes, and that was the idea with this song.
oh, that's so cool. My next question would be a little bit related to marketing. I know that
hmm
content, nobody likes cooking content. So, what do you do instead?
Well, now that I work more in the with the synchronization part of music, it's rather than content, it's more network. That's very important, and how like trying to keep some of my network in France, trying to expand it a bit, and there's this constant search of more network that could be a bit counterproductive sometimes, but it always naturally would be, oh yeah, I need to find new people, but also like nourishing this contact is quite important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I can't keep in touch with everyone every week. Like I would do only that, you know. But like make sure to maintain the relationships that I have with just a little message here and there, a little mail, like how are you doing. So that's it. In a way, it's also because it's people that I like to talk to. So
Yeah,
it's not just like, hey, how are you doing? We haven't talked for like 47 days according to my Google sheet. You know, like it's also like keeping in touch with these people, which then helps quite a bit. And it's for me, it's quite a lonely work. Like I'm in front of my computer by myself every day. So it's also nice to keep in touch with people in the industry, and they give you new perspectives, tell you what's going on, and from their perspective, which that's something that you would not necessarily find online, and so that's something that's
exactly.
quite valuable to me.
Exactly, exactly. Networking is always the key in the industry.
Yes.
And talking about that, how has it been like connecting to the industry here in Iceland?
Uh, to be honest, I haven't done much. Like I've met a few people. Like it's also the main focus the last year has been the move and getting my work going with my new studio setup, which took a few weeks to put that together, you know, and also like I moved to Iceland, but I kept doing what I was doing,
Mm-hmm,
and I didn't really feel a need to change. So like I'm planning to do some sessions with some Icelandic producers soon. So
mm-hmm.
it's it's gonna get there, but it was not the main focus right now. But I'd love to dive a bit more in the scene here because there's so many cool artists. So it's
Exactly, exactly. I would love to hear like the mixture of your work with the Icelandic Nordic, you know.
yeah, that'd be. I mean, this just the pop scene here is quite interesting. You know, there's so many cool tracks and cool artists that I'd love to work with.
Yeah, and like you feel it yourself, also the influence of the Nordic folk music.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like it sits in.
Yeah, yeah.
So very very curious about the evolution of that. We talked about sync,
Yes.
and do you have any projects like any movies that you have your music in?
So it's mostly for TV shows and
Mm-hmm.
series. Like I'm not. It's a bit the same as the Spotify numbers. You know, like it's I do the work and then the aftermath. I spend less and less time checking what it is. You know, it's also like it takes 2 to 3 years to get paid when you
Oh
do
my
this.
god.
That's so like the label world is already quite slow. Like, you know, you release a song, you don't see a penny until 12 months later. This is like double or triple the time frame, so it's very slow. But then you see like some TV shows, but I don't want to spend too much time on like, oh, this has been played twice on this like German TV that I don't know, you know. But it's been played on. I had two songs that were in a TV show that my mom watches every week,
Oh, that's
and
so
so
cool.
to me, like when I got a message from a friend that I was like, oh yeah, our song is played on this TV show, and then that my mom watches it, you know. So it's like it was very nice the day after it was aired to just come home. I was like, did you watch the show last night? You're like, there was, and to tell her
Oh,
like two of my songs were in there. That was pretty cool. You know, it's like I feel like it's a way to be like a part of people's lives as well. You know,
yeah,
just
yeah,
people are
yeah.
just watching TV and they hear this, or just being in a bar and then my songs is being played. Like it's, you know, like no one knows me, no one knows my name or my face, but it's still like I'm still out there being heard. That for me is the perfect scenario, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also a really strong validation is like, yes, this is my work.
Yeah, it's yeah, especially with the like being played on the TV channel that I've been watching since I was a kid. You know, it's
Yeah,
a bit like it's a bit more special for me that if it was even something bigger like BBC. Like I didn't grow up with BBC, so it doesn't have
yeah,
the
yeah.
same emotional
Impact,
impact.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. And yes, I know they can talk about the the new label, but can you talk about the older labels that you had deals with? Like how did you come about those deals? Was it through connections?
Um. So some songs I was working with other people and they already had the contacts, so they introduced me to those labels. And then some newer labels, sometimes as if I see a name of an artist that I know, and then I would send a little message like, hey, have you worked with them? Are they nice? Like now it's I've worked with many labels, now work with less and less labels. But there's a few that I really always love to work with. You know, like every time it's like when you see the name on the emails, oh yeah, what they like. It's just get excited to see what they're up to and work with them. So it's that is much more comfortable than rather than to have the fear of like rejection. You know,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
always happens. You can't get a yes for every of your songs. You know. So
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
like instead of having the fear, it's like, okay, did he like it? Did he not? But then you know it's doesn't change anything with the relationship we had, and
Yeah,
that's very
yeah.
nice.
And I remember last year we talked about how sometimes you had one song for each label deal. And
Yes,
is it still the same? And why was that?
with with the sing stuff now, it's more album based,
Hmm.
which also means that you have to make an album, which means that you have to work even faster, and that's some. It's also it's a bit sad, but that's how the industry works as well. Like you need to release a lot of songs to. I think I probably make 100 songs per
Oh my
year,
god.
but then maybe 80 will make it, you know, like it's especially with the sync stuff, like you need to produce a lot and very fast, so it's
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the time to do this 5% that takes 20 hours, you know, but it's
Yeah.
and yeah, it was mostly single based because then I can release one single with that label, a single with another one, and I don't really want any deals that's exclusive
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because then the label could be like, oh, that song is great, but we don't want to release it. Just do another one. Just do another one. And then you're stuck in that. And I think there was some value into these type of deals 10, 15, 20 years ago. I
Yeah.
don't think there's much value to it now because
Yeah.
it's now in order to get these deals, you would have to already get to a point where they want you to make money and then they want to lock you, and I don't really see the what that would help me, you know. But
Yeah.
it's that's why like the single bass, you're a bit more free. Then I would there's some labels I would happily do 20 single deals because I love to work with them, you know. But it's been that way for a reason.
Yeah. 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 Well, my last question it would be: do you have anything to say to people who are actually trying to get some numbers and the algorithms are very harsh?
It's I mean the algorithm are really harsh. I think the if you want to get numbers, maybe that's not the main goal first. You know, like it's. I think the you can educate yourself on the algorithm, and they like you to release at least once per week and blah blah like once per month. Sorry, but I think just to the basics of having a nice song. It always starts with a song. So like having a nice song, spending a bit of time on the mix, mastering, just doesn't have to be perfect. Like I've never heard anyone saying like, I almost love that song, but if only the snare was half a dB lower, I would love it even more. Like it's you don't need to like you need to get your songs out there. A song in a hard drive is not gonna take you anywhere. So just need to not think too much when it comes to making it perfect for releasing. Just get them out. Not all at once, but get them out.
Yeah.
And then also with the Spotify pitch, like it's get it distributed before, do your pitch at least 3 weeks before, do it well, learn about like what's the keywords for the pitch, like what's if you have a really slow song, like don't try to like pitch it to the gym workout playlist, you know, like it's all these things that all put together really help.
Mhm.
And just if you want to do it, keep doing it, you know, like that's the main thing as well. Like I don't think that numbers should not be the motivation, you know, like it's especially on Spotify where I saw an article the other day. It was 1% of artists make $1,000,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and out of that zero, so 10% of that 1% make a living wage, which
Oh.
is so this shouldn't be the goal of being like I need to make money with this. Like there's other ways with music to make money, but it's starting with a serious project where you have a bit of a strategy when to release. Like making an album where no one is waiting for the album is maybe not the right move. You know, like start with a single, another, and yeah, like work with people. And also, if you want to make a living out of this, like just educate yourself about the industry and how things work. You know, that's also really helps when things don't work out and you're like, oh, why is it not working out? And then you can actually learn about things that worked out, and it's like, oh, maybe I should try this and try this. So I think
Exactly.
perseverance and education always helps, you know.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining.
for having me.
Yay.